Good evening.
Different kinds of withdrawal today. American attention drifting from a war it just fought. Uefa threatening to pull out of competitions over who runs the game.
Lawyers in Ghana staying away from vacation courts while their clients wait.
And one student in Afghanistan forced into marriage when the Taliban returned, saying it would have been better to be buried alive.
Amazon's founder is getting involved with one of English football's biggest clubs. Jeff Bezos is in talks about Liverpool, though the exact nature of his interest isn't yet clear. The development has prompted questions about what some are calling mission creep at Anfield. That's the concern that the club's activities are spreading beyond what happens on the pitch. Bezos made his fortune building Amazon into a global retail giant. He's one of the world's richest people. For Liverpool supporters, his potential involvement raises questions about the direction their club is heading off the field. Guardian Football reported this. A former top anti-corruption official is asking questions about an old bribery investigation. Martin Amidu used to be Ghana's special prosecutor. He's now written publicly about a case involving a man called Asaase Burko. Burko used to run the Tema oil refinery. He's been convicted of bribery in the United States in what's known as the AKSA case. Amidu wants President Mahama to tell Ghanaians what happened to investigations by the Office of the Special Prosecutor into that same bribery deal. The case involves alleged corruption at the state-owned oil refinery, though the American conviction is the only one mentioned so far. Asaase Radio reported this. A veteran rugby league player has announced his retirement plans. Nathan Brown says he's decided to hang up his boots at the end of the 2026 season. The Manly prop has revealed this has been his intention for some time now. Brown has represented New South Wales in State of Origin. He's hoping to finish his career on a high note by helping the Sea Eagles reach the finals in his last year. The announcement gives Manly 2 seasons to prepare for Brown's departure and find a replacement for the experienced forward. ABC Australia reported this. An AFL legend has made his mark on the record books, but it's his Outback hometown that's celebrating loudest. Taylor Walker, known as Tex, has secured his place in Adelaide Crows history. The news has brought special pride to Broken Hill, the remote New South Wales town where Walker grew up. People there say they hold deep admiration for everything he's achieved in his career. And locals say Walker has never forgotten where he's from, even as he's risen to become one of the club's greatest players. ABC Australia reported this. Several top tennis players are sitting out this week's Canadian Open because of injuries. The Players Association says this is clear evidence that something needs to change. According to the PTPA, the current tennis schedule is simply unsustainable. The association points to the number of big names forced to withdraw from the tournament as proof that players are being pushed too hard. The schedule is described as brutal. Tennis fans watching from Australia and around the world are seeing fewer of the sport's stars compete as a result. ABC Australia reported this.
The Canadian Open begins with empty seats where the injured players should be. The association says the schedule is breaking bodies faster than they can heal.
That is tennis.
Now American football, the Saints may start their season without Cameron Jordan.
Hamstring trouble.
America's recent military setback in Iran is raising questions about how the country approaches warfare. For decades, voters and military veterans held administrations accountable when wars became too expensive in lives and money. That political pressure shaped how presidents made decisions about sending troops into conflict. But something appears to have changed. Many Americans today seem less concerned about military failures abroad than previous generations were. The shift suggests the political consequences of costly military operations may not be what they once were. that could influence how future administrations calculate the risks before committing American forces to combat. Financial Times reported this. The New Orleans Saints may have to start their season without one of their key defensive players. Coach Kellen Moore says defensive end Cameron Jordan could possibly miss the beginning of the regular season. Jordan is dealing with a hamstring injury. Moore stopped short of ruling Jordan out completely, saying only that missing time is a possibility at this point. The Saints will be hoping their veteran pass rusher can recover in time for opening day, but they may need to prepare for his absence. ESPN reported this. A major football tournament is under threat because of a dispute at the top of the sport. Uefa's member associations have voted to support a boycott of FIFA competitions. The row centers on FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Now Poland has spoken out about the situation. The country is due to host the Women's Under-20 World Cup. The boycott threat puts that tournament in jeopardy. It would affect teams and fans across Europe who were planning to take part in the competition. Independent Football reported this. Ghana's courts are operating under legal vacation right now, but some lawyers are boycotting the special vacation courts that continue to hear cases during this period. The country's Deputy Attorney General is worried about what this means for their clients. Dr. Justice Srem-Sai says accused persons are being let down when their lawyers choose to stay away from court. The Minister for Justice has expressed his concern about the situation. These accused people still need legal representation even though the courts are on vacation. MyJoyOnline reported this. She was the top student in her university class in Afghanistan. She dreamed of becoming a pilot. But when the Taliban returned to power, she was forced into marriage. Her husband could not read or write. She says it would have been better if they had buried her alive. On her last day of school, years of effort seemed to vanish. Her story shows what happened to the ambitions of Afghan women and girls after the Taliban takeover. Education and careers that once seemed possible are now out of reach for many. Guardian Global Dev reported this.